Hello. So here's the cheese. All right. So yesterday, I let it be known that I did not lie entirely. I was ready to work on stuff. I just I wasn't feeling very good yesterday, so I was like, I'm not I'm not feeling it. Let me just skip because funnily enough, even though I do try to stick to a schedule, I do get to do whatever I want. And then I'm like, all right, cool. I got a little more time to think about things. Not like I really did anything. Ooh, I drew like additional hands. Ooh, I drew a tiny version of the same thing, basically, but slightly simplified so that I could work with colors if it comes to that. And then, all right, cool, great, excellent, wonderful. I'm like super ready now. So I do my thing. I'm opening my OBS. And that's where everything starts to go wrong because like 50% of the stuff that I need is missing. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And I only noticed it because I don't know, I thought my internet was being weird, so I wanted to do a bandwidth test mode. So I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, it's gone. It's missing. Where did it go? And I don't know. And then also my chat doc. I don't know. Is it a doc? It's a doc. And then my stream information doc, where I can, change my category and title, were gone. And I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on? And then I didn't know. I was looking through all my settings. Like, I do not know what's wrong. Am I stupid? And the answer is yeah, probably. Also, I wasn't showing up on screen for whatever reason. I just had to close and open for that. But I ended up just like refreshing some stuff. I ended up having to like refresh my stream key and then like logging out and logging back in. And I think it fixed things. However, I did send some trial chat messages to see if like the widgets were broken or anything. And the first one that I sent was all vertically spaced out weirdly, and I have no idea why. Like instead of the sentence being horizontal, it was vertical. Every letter was on top of each other. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on here? So I think it's okay. But that's why I'm late. I was late because I was fixing it and also because I was mad, so now I have a piece of cake. Also, I have my Nintendo 3DS open and I'm doing horde battles. Will I be able to keep it up if I'm drawing? Probably not, but we'll see. I have already phased. I guess it didn't stream, so I don't think I mentioned it. I phased once on Zubat after 745 hordes. I phased today on Aeron at 1,230 hordes, so over odds, slay, over 6,000. And so now I'm like, okay, well, I got my two phases in, I got everything else in the cave. May I have my shiny Mawile now, please? I want to play the game. And, you know, it's funny because this is entirely self imposed. I don't have to be doing this, I just thought it would be fun. And shiny Mawile is cool. Well, shiny Mega Mawile is cool. Shiny Mawile is okay. Solid low B tier. Anyways, if there's any tech issues, I might explode. But assuming that that doesn't happen, what's going to happen today? What's going to happen today is that I am hopefully going to iron out some details regarding an OC of mine's outfit and maybe do a little bit of coloring because I haven't decided their color palette in terms of like actually coloring them in, but I know in my brain colors that I want. You know, I've thought about this. I've done my silly little research. Also, I get to test out different hair colorings because they're rabbit based and I don't know what kind of rabbit they are. Like I have an idea, but I don't know. I don't even know if they're going to have fur on their face. How big how furry are they? That's the question That's the question of today. How furry is this fella that I've made, that I've cooked up? And lucky for you, I've actually already done a lot of the hard work. And by that, I mean in my snipping tool, which I'll have on the side. So if I ignore chat, it's because I might not be able to see you because I'm looking at my snipping tool. I've like already kind of designed the outfit. However, the thought process, and I'm not going to show you this, is that, well, I had to remember, oh, right, wait, I'm not writing this for a novel because my friend was working on a novel and I'm like, ooh, I want to write too. And so the wires got crossed. No, this is not for novel. This is for theoretical comic. Thus, there are things that we must keep in mind. Things such as, I gotta draw this motherfucker like 10 billion times. And if I do a bunch of silly little details, I'm gonna hate myself. So, things like that have to happen. It could be like, well, this stuff is really cool, but like, do I need it? Do I need it? I don't know. Those are questions that will hopefully be answered today. Yeah. Anyways, here we go. And you may wonder how long did it take for me to draw this scrawny little fella? And the answer is too damn long. All right, so this is the scrawny little fella that we're working on. I'm emphasizing scrawny because if we scroll over, I have 3 notes. The notes are scrawny. The point where it's like, hey, are they okay? They look a little extra twig-like. It's intentional. I'm aware. That's also why I'm thinking about maybe making their skin/fur pattern grayish, because it'll be like, is there something wrong? And then the second, uniform. They're wearing a uniform. They only wear their uniform. It is their only outfit, except maybe at the end. It's important to the story. And the third, petal shapes. What does this mean? That's for me to know and for you to not know. But I was looking a bunch into flower language because it's important to me. And, well, important for me for this character specifically. And I decided, all right, we're going with red magnolias because they fit A, thematically, from things that I've read. B, they're red. They had to be red, and it pissed me off because I was looking at so many flowers, and so many of them had meanings that were good, but then they were like pink. And it's like, no, they specifically cannot be pink. They have to be red. The pink camellias pissed me off the most. Also, I had to keep in mind, well, if I'm going to be drawing these flowers, I have to not want to hate myself. So like, no camellias. No tulips. Tulips would be fine. No, like, carnations. That was another one. No carnations, because I will have to draw these. The magnolias seem fine, so ideally, I will be looking at what the petals look like, and I will be able to incorporate that specifically into the hair, because I have ideas. My ideas. You can ask me questions. I may not answer them, but I'll probably be able to, but I may choose not to for fear of revealing stuff. Anyway, yeah. I had to keep reminding myself, wait a minute, I'm giving them too much meat on their bones. They need to look ill. What a horrible thing to say about my child, about my creation. It's so funny though. Anyway, for perspective, this is kind of the final for me. Kind of. Sort of. I drew this in a... Oh, yeah. Also, ignore Wo-Chen. Yeah, this is kind of the vibe that I'm looking for. However, there are things that I want to change. First of all, coat flares out at the bottom. It's not doing that. What they're going to end up looking like, this is not what their ears look like. Ears. I wanted the ears to kind of be petal shaped, but then it's like, also, I want them to look like rabbit ears. They're literally going to look like rectangle. Feet. Ponytail. Ooh, that's gonna be a nightmare, figuring out how the ponytail works. Yeah, because I've already decided on things. Anyway. Areas that I specifically care about the most, the ponytail. I don't know how ponytails work. Should I have looked into it more beforehand? Yes. Anyways, I might change this little detail on the bottom of the waistcoat. I thought it would be cool, and I was like, well, the area that they would work, I envision being like, oh yeah, a sun motif. That would make a lot of sense for this location. So they have a lot of like four-pointed star motifs on their uniforms specifically. A second or third, I guess, ribbon. They have a ribbon. It is important. I don't know if it has a special design yet. I haven't thought about it. Yeah. Also, I need to figure out how the fuck the shoes work because, of course, being me, very smart, I'm like, ooh, rabbit. So must have rabbit feet. And they have the fucky legs with the joints. I say as if all legs don't have joints, whatever. But that's the vibe. Also, I guess I should say face reveal. I need to figure out how their mask works. Because they wear like a face mask. It's important to the plot. But it's okay. You get the face reveal here, however. It will not matter. It is for facial structural reasons only. It is multi-purpose. Ah! My snipping tool! I shall put it... Can I stop clicking on things? I shall put it next to here. I shall put it next so I can still read chat. Yeah. Alright. See, the last thing I want to work on is the hair. Mostly because I don't know how ponytails work. Even though in the drawing that I am referencing, I technically do have that. Also, I have considered several times, hey, if they're wearing like a face mask, like you know, this kind of deal, the little tufts on the side of their face, that should even be visible. Is this gonna be like a Gap Moe moment? It might be. Either way, they do have fluff on the side of their face because they're a bunny. They also have a little heart-shaped nose, but that will come into play later. I'm trying to think where I want to start. I guess I should try and iron out the hair because eventually I do want to like Control-C, Control-V, and then like duplicate them and then be able to do the back so that you can see the back of the coat. Because how the uniform works, it's like you got the blouse, you got the waistcoat, they got a jacket, pant, shoe, hair. Right. I do think that with the hair that I've kind of drawn for them, it already leans kind of well into being petal shaped. Because magnolia petals are kind of shaped like they're like that kind of. And you can see I was trying to do that with the ears. But I don't know how much I want to lean into it. Also need to figure out how the hair goes from swoop, middle swoop to here, maybe just like that. And that's the reason why I'm just like, alright, I'm just gonna try and work on this one. Because I need to do a little bit more research into the other one's hair. I think I know what I want to do for it, but I want to make extra sure I know how their hair texture would work. Because it is very difficult looking up the things that I want, being like the vibes that I want, and then everything that I look up is like tied up hair. And for multiple reasons with this other character, I'm like, no, they can't have tied up hair. It would not make sense for them as a person. Also would clash with the hat. Can't exactly have like your hair done up in a cute little bun or whatever if you're wearing a big fuck ass hat. And he has a big fuck ass hat because I said so. Yeah, because I have the little swoop. That could kind of be like petal shaped. And back to what I was saying earlier. Wait, no, I should be drawing this on a different layer. At least I should be drawing the clothes on a different layer. But we can do this. Because that way I can have like scar maps if necessary, if when necessary. I can have plot related trait map later. I don't know. I want their eye to sort of be covered, but not really. Because also I'm realizing that a lot of the characters that I've made have their eyes covered, or have something wrong with their eyes. And it's like, well, they can't all have that, can they? Do I like that? I don't know. I like the way that this middle thing is shaped. The thing is, I'm not sure how this would, like, make sense. Also, I thought about giving them, like, big old hime bangs. And I'm not quite sure I'm committed to it. Because if I only have it on this side, I don't know, I just drew a blob, then, like, that would, because the ponytail is also on this side, I guess I can move it, but I don't want to. And then if it's on the other direction, I don't know. Either way. It is hard to vocalize a lot of my thoughts even though I have strong opinions about a lot of things. Even if I just came up with them recently. Let me see. Would the hair go over this part of the ear? I think it would. And you can see, oh wait, I'm using the wrong pen size. Ah! I was using a 5 size pen like all day and I really liked how it looked. A lot of this was very heavily inspired by me looking at pictures of Yaoi Sakura. So if it comes across that way, it was semi-intentional. I almost thought about designing the other one, the counterpart, like Colin, but then it's like, that doesn't really make sense for him. Even though it would be really funny. Since Hoyo hates Colin and my girly Sakura, I gotta do it myself. Right? I do like the idea of instead of the hair ending like in a point, it ends in like a little blob. Because A, it is shapier, but B, it's shapier in another way. The other way in that the other way being it's shapy and like it's round. Because I want the parts of them that are out to be very, very shaped, to be more round. Maybe some. Oh my god, what is this song? I keep hearing it and I'm like, what is it? X and Y Boutique. I even just played through X and Y a couple months ago. How does hair work? Ugh, I hate hair. I hate hair of every single texture. Just go bald. Because I want their eyes to still be mostly visible. The other one is the one that hides their eyes with big fuck ass hat, if you can believe it or not. It's all intentional. I've thought a lot about these scrunglows. My little guys. Maybe this middle I am drawing on the right layer. Okay, let me... So this is why we're going to be here for a while. I shouldn't even be thinking too hard about it because all of this is subject to change. But I feel like if I know what I'm doing when drawing them, I'll draw them more so I can iron out the details better. Or decide on things that I'd like to keep / change. So if I go very slowly, you're just gonna have to live with it. Same shape, kind of, sort of. But I still like having the little swoop over there, and then like the back of their head. Really wouldn't have much there because most of the hair is here. But I do like the idea of having these two little strands sticking out at the back. I just think it's cute. They can kind of be little petal shapes if I want. I do not like this bit though. Maybe I just make that part way bigger. Like, I do like the swoop action. However, let me look over my desk. Is this too close to another one of my fellows? It might be. That would be awkward. I would just have to change their hairstyle then. Wait, let me get out my sketchbook. I have them better defined in my sketchbook. Not like this other character is in anything. This one is actually has plans. The other one was just for funsies. Where are they? Where is she? No, I just see old emote plans and stuff. My plotting. Oh my goodness. E-song content. Where the fuck is this character? Nope. Okay. It's different enough. However, they all have the middle swoop. Can you tell that I like me a middle swoop? I like it. It just it breaks up the face. You can't... It makes sense to do that. Something like that. But then it's 2. And 2 is a weird number. 3 is a nice number. I don't know. Do I like it? Not really. It feels like there should be a third thing there. Oh my god, this song is so good. I was doing some non-drawing related plotting today too, and oh boy. Am I just reigniting my love for those pocketed monsters. And that is not a good thing. Because there's phases. There's phases that I go through with those pocketed monsters. My life revolves around them, or I'm like, yeah, I like it, but, you know, I'm not, like, currently thinking about it too much. And it's been entering the, oh my god, my life is centering around those little creatures. Very, very not good. They got me wanting to buy another copy of Platinum specifically because I'm attached to the file that I have. Because what would I do here? And then it looks weird. I don't like it. You're weird. Can't even lasso tool correctly. What's wrong with me? Maybe I should be sketching in like blue or something. Sorry, I was sketching in red because their main color is red. However, if we do get to coloring today, you'll notice that there actually isn't a ton of red present in their design, and that is once again intentional. I be thinking, I have thoughts and feelings. I've made a bunch of mood boards and shit for this, so I know the direction that I want to take them in. See, because like I want them to have the emo bang kind of, but then this is too lowly placed on the face. IMO. And you're starting to see how I get like 10 different colors in my sketches because this shit happens. Ah. Let's put it higher. Truly indecision central. I hate hair. That doesn't make sense either. Pain, suffering, even. I do kind of want them to have a little tiny bit of a Hoge action. Something like that. Hold. Wait, I could draw that better. There. That's more petal-esque. This is not a super refined thing either. I don't intend for it to be refined. I don't know. I was watching a ton of videos on people making sheets and turnarounds and stuff, and I'm like, that's super cool, but like, why do I need that? I just need to know what like the front and the back of the thing looks like. Because what I have is basically that. I don't like the sharp point. Does just end in blob? Honestly, if all the hair ends in blob, it'll make future me's job exponentially easier because that gives me a way to end off the ponytail, which once again, very difficult to track the shape of. Ah. I still hate it. See, this is why you didn't see me drawing the anatomy on stream. What I have up here is literally I just scribbled. But does that make any sense? I don't know. Because like they do have some hair over here. I guess that would hide the fluff underneath. Am I gonna have to take a break and study people's hairlines? And then I guess that would be the hairline. Or something close to it. We can color it in all pink. Got the one sticky outy bit. Two is such an odd number. I like it in theory, but then it's like it makes the top of the head look kind of flat. That's why I have the little curl. Okay, I'm tired of looking at this blue. Red. Might go back and try and erase some of the stuff that would be colored by the hair just to check what the shape would look like. Which I don't really know why I'm not doing this mid drawing, because I mean, they're not gonna go bald at any point. Right, fine. Decision made. Fusing the layers. Wait, that means the fluff on that side of the face is hidden. Do you see what I mean by, like, it would be interesting if I had, like, a big long bang here? Maybe I do put the thing on the other side. I don't like this bit here. Also, it makes erasing everything more complicated. Looks weird. Wait, I hate it. No progress. You know, it's bad when I start zooming in a whole bunch. Would the hair be, like, close into the... I was literally looking at ponytails earlier with the sole purpose of understanding how the hair wrapped around the head and it all, like, goes, like, this direction. So then maybe it would make sense to have a thing here, because it would, like, slip... I don't know. Middle part action going on. Do I give them full emo bang? No, I can't. The emo bang does not make sense. Also, I have no idea how I got these lines to be extra crunchy, except for I drew this very small and then I enlarged it, but my settings were not the same and I forget what they were. They looked good. You're gonna see all my jigsawing. You're gonna see me get frustrated when I accidentally get a selection group and I don't notice it. And I have to deal with it. See, I want the thing there to almost sort of visually give a little bit of visual balance. And spoiler alert, it is going to be the main source of asymmetry within the design. Once again, very intentional. Once I figure out this hair, my life will be complete. I don't have to worry about anything else. Excuse me. See, it's not my fault that the lasso tool is just really, really helpful, and that I like using it, and that when you accidentally click on something, it still does stuff. Right. Because, like, do I want them to overlap? I don't know. Maybe the middle one can overlap a little. Like that one. But I think I want this one, the flat bit, to kind of line up to where their nose would be. Question mark? Maybe you can do that. Then how would this work? I'm gonna pull up references on my goddamn phone right now. With bangs. Ooh, wait. This person does kind of have exactly what I'm thinking of. Well, not really. They have more of like a big ol' swoop. This woman has very nice hair. But yeah, it does just kind of look like the rest of the hair is like being like that, because it's all being pulled towards this direction. Okay. This has been a very helpful reference getting that. Of course, I see a bunch of pictures of Ariana Grande, very helpful. So what I was doing was kind of not entirely inaccurate. So then hair, no, so then the cheek floofs would be out. Because then the hair would end like right there. These are not the same size. That's fine. You don't get to see the cheek floofs 99% of the time. And I don't like this. I don't like this bit. Do I just do the two? How long has it been? 43, and I've only drawn hair. Yeah, you see why? This is what I mean when I say that I'm really slow at drawing, by the way. Can I just do the two? I don't know, I hate the way that this thing is rotated. Not it. Maybe I make it thinner. No. Do you like that it is more on that side of the face? Maybe this just has to like go down a little. Go down a little farther. And I will be less hatred. It looks slightly better. I don't know. I'm still not entirely satisfied, but I also want to draw the ponytail. So the ponytail is very big, as we've seen. It kind of like starts up here. There's a little that. And I had to do a little swoop at the end because I didn't know how to finish it, but I wonder if I just like if I just drew in big pencil, if that would be helpful. Because then I can draw in the shape without having to worry about like strands. I guess I shouldn't be so attached to the idea of it being on this side, even though I've only drawn it from this side. Let me do a bigger pencil. One thing's for sure, they do have pretty long hair. I'm also not sure how it would, like, come out of the head. Does that make any sense? Like, that looks a little odd. But it kind of has the shape that I'm going for, at least at the end. Yeah, no. I thought, am I overcomplicating it? No. It does have to at least have the sticky uppy bit. And I kind of want it to be behind this ear. I drew them with their ears straight up, and I do think that I intend for them to mostly be upwards. I had backup plans for what I would do in case I finish super early, but that will not happen, especially because I started late. No. Hair is difficult. I'm doing the thing that I said that I wouldn't do. Make it just a petal shape. Because that doesn't make any sense. Holy, best song in the game. Because obviously I'm going to take a little bit of weight off of it. It's not going to be entirely that shape. I don't actually mind it too much. It will be smaller than this. I'd say it should only come down to like their knees. Honestly, wait, I don't hate it. And it would make drawing it very easy. I do have to keep that in mind. If it's not easy to draw, then it's bad. Easy to draw, I mean easy to replicate. But I don't... There's like no motion to this. I'll keep it, but I shall experiment more. What if I drew it in really desaturated pink? Because that's what I think I want their hair color to be, but I also kind of want them to still look rabbity. And of course, rabbits don't come in pink. Also, I want to eat a piece of my cake. But since their main color is red, spoiler alert, the eyes are red. I don't think I want the ponytail to be able to, like, do that. I don't want it to just be like this. Unless... I'm doing it again. I'm doing the thing again. Can you see me doing the thing as we speak? Even though it doesn't really make a ton of sense. Unless it does, and I'm a total genius. Me hyping myself up yesterday, being like, wow, I'm a total fucking genius. I definitely meant all of this from the very beginning. Anyways, I didn't finish my thought. Main color red, the only red instance in this version of the design is eyes. You may say, huh, that's kind of weird. And I'll say, yep, it's intentional. I'm telling you, I'm not going to say I have most of their story figured out, but I have like the end goal in mind. I know where I want to take things. And I have maybe 60 to 70-ish% of the plot planned out, except I don't know. I'm trying to think, when do I feed the important pieces of information? I don't know. Anyway, the point is, what happens when you take red and you desaturate it? You get pink. It's intentional. I think about these things, I promise. And see, this is another reason why I was like, oh yeah, having a back view would be really helpful, because then I could draw what the hair connection would look like in the back. I opened up my Pokedex. Yeah, I'm still doing I'm still doing resets or hordes. I wish I could pull up. I think the only other character sheet for a character that I have like nothing to do with is on my other laptop. Just sad because I wanted to reference it because I thought it was actually pretty good. Anyway, this does fulfill prompt number 3 that you kind of can't see because it's covered by the thing, petal shape. Also, since I was intelligent and I drew blob shape on its own layer, that means that I can reuse it. When I inevitably reverse this and draw the back, which shouldn't be too hard. I just think that there would be a design on the back of the jacket that they wear as part of their uniform, and therefore, you know, it would be needed. Now, how to the side do I want the ponytail? Do I want it to be really to the side? I don't know. I need to figure out a tripod situation so that I can replay through Gen 4. I have ideas. I have good ideas. I have the ideas that I think would be really fun. But it would require me to actually film my DS. And also have another copy of Platinum, so I guess that's a factor. Do I make the ponytail thinner? I might. As nice as this is, I am aware that they do look quite feminine. A lot of my goobers do end up looking that way. And while it is fine to an extent, I would like to lean away from it. Yeah, cannot be on the same side as the swoop. That's why I was like, having a long bang on this side would not make sense. I don't know, I kind of like it being really far off to the side, but in that case, I kind of want it to be even thinner. And it doesn't really look petal-shaped. I don't know, but since they're so... Because part of me is thinking, well, since they're so scrawny, having big hair would be like a whoa. And then at the same time, having thin hair would be like, oh. Wait, if I copy-pasted it, they would have Miku twin tails. This is kind of the same. I don't know, I think I at least want the... Maybe I'll try something like this. Once again, all of this is subject to change. But every single time I've drawn them, I've agonized over the shape of this goddamn ponytail. So I need to have at least a little bit of an idea of what it does. Flip them. Flip. Alright. Ribbon. Do I want... Oh! Sorry, I was thinking ahead in the future because the ribbon is like a need. Where... See, another reason why this is helpful, because I can see where it connects to the head. And I can put the... I think it would just be like a regular ribbon. Not very special. But it would be special to them for reasons that I am not disclosing, obviously. Hair entering out of the scalp there. I do not hate. I also like this pink a lot. I have some color palettes like on Pinterest that I might copy and paste if we get into the doing other stuff stage. Oh yeah, did I accidentally draw on the blue layer? Okay, thank God. Forgot to hide that layer. But it's okay. We got hair. And it looks so strange being so thin compared to everything else. Give you a little bit of bulk. Not a ton though. Blue mask. See, because the whole time I was thinking, all right, so if we have a mask that's like cool and shit, but how are they gonna wear it if their ears are up there? It was a thought, and the conclusion that I've come to is, it just loops around the back of their head. Because the thing is a must. Anyway, time for pain and suffering. Clothes. We'll draw them in like a... We'll give like a nice grayish purplish. Because that's the colors that I have in mind for the clothing. I want gray and purple. Anyway, they have like a collar. Another good thing to know the shape of for future reference from back. Anyway, I was thinking, well, in the design that you can't see that I'm referencing, they do have a like one of these, and then I'm thinking, well, that would really take away from the fact that I want their only non-uniform accessory to be the bow. For reasons that I once again will not tell you. What was I fucking thinking here? I almost want to pull up the thing to understand. Anyway, I had the collar doing like a little bit of this detail to kind of, I don't know, be like the pointy star motif. Like, ooh, it's on the collar. But we go back to earlier conversation. Do I care to replicate this all the time? Honestly, I think the collar, I think it being on the collar would be a good compromise. Because I also had it at like the end of the waistcoat. And I kind of want their neck to be longer. Yes, I know that their torso is very small. Also, it is intentional. And I want the neck to be longer. But I can't make the body any shorter. Can I? Oop, ads start soon. Alright. They're already kind of as tall as I want them to be. But they can be a little taller. They can be a little bit taller. Because I also want them to be very tall. Oop. The only chatter that is over 5'7" is this rabbit. They have a sharper chin. I want him to have like a kind of like a heart-shaped face, I guess. I don't know. Face shapes confuse me. Wait, this feels not on center. This feels wrong. Their neck is too long. What's wrong with this? Ew. Yuck. Hate. 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 Let me bring back the tiny. You know, they do they do have a I want the ponytail. All right. I'll come back to the ponytail later. I'll delete it from existence for now. I do like it having that little jutting out. What do? Do I make their head a little taller? I could see me doing that. I was messing a lot with proportions. So, you know, wouldn't put it past me to do it in a way that I wasn't completely satisfied with. I just want to get the gist down. And this way, the head is a little, or there's a little more neck. Just a little. We'll go back here. I wanted to draw like a main collar shape before adding anything fancy schmancy. And they go down a bit. Like that. Yeah, you can see what I was going for. Yeah, and the bow is here. And while I do think the bow is cute, I don't know. Maybe they just have like a tie instead. That's what this is for. Anyway, first thing, drawing without the waist, or drawing without the jacket. So they just have like a waistcoat on. Suppose it would come down like here. Good thing about doing all this anatomy stuff beforehand is now I don't have to worry about it. It goes like, where would it end up? I did, bitrate. I did pull up pictures of waistcoats. Because I don't want it to have a lot of, I don't know, under revealage. Or shirt revealage, that's what I meant when yeah, you get it. Something like this. I don't care if things are symmetrical. Anyway, what I was talking about before, I wanted there to be like a little fold shape. I wanted there to be like a little this detail at the bottom of the waistcoat, once again pulling into that motif. But then I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know about that one. I think we're stretching it a bit far. Because also on this waistcoat, things that I think are much more realistic would be like having star buttons. Maybe star buttons in the middle. The original idea was having, they wouldn't look like this, of course, but then having like a little chain. You can see that there. And I don't know if I quite like that. It would be in the... Where would the buttons be? I see all of these things and the buttons are in the middle and it's like, how do you do that? It's because the thing is very slightly off to the side. Ooh. Ooh.
Live Woshian reaction.
Thank you for the 22 entire months of subscribing, Bianca. Wo-chan is here because that was my reaction when trying to fix all my tech issues. That's why it's here. Also because I thought it would be funny. Anyway. Let me erase this bit here. None of this. Do I like having the buttons or do I like having the chains? Because the chains read fancier. I'm just thinking of the practicality of having to put on a uniform every morning. I don't know, but they look really cool. With chain. Not these. I don't know, having the chains in the middle are kind of slay. But I think just having buttons is more realistic. Of course, the buttons are star-shaped, not terribly realistic. But thematically appropriate. We can just make them kind of purple. Yeah. So, would there be a tie? I think having a tie would be fun, but I do kind of think it would be a good idea because it just looks more professional. I think it would help very much with the uniform part of this. Also, this is not in the notes, but I have it written down that I want the uniform specifically to be kind of blocky. You can't tell that it's a tie. Anyway, I wanted it to be very like squarey, except for these parts, and angular, because I wanted it to give them a very boxy form. Do I want any like extra designage? I don't think so. I just like pinstripes. Would I want it to be lined? I don't know. Looking at other waistcoats, no. Pockets? Me think no. Wait. No, they could have pockets. They could have side pockets. Side pocket. There's not really room for pocket because their torso is so small. They just have really big pant pockets. I definitely want the pant to kind of hide how tiny their legs are. Not entirely, but kind of. And I say not entirely because the other character also kind of does the same thing. I made two characters who are intentionally very similar in a lot of ways, but visually will not be that way. Once again, it is all intentional. This has been thought about beforehand. Got little cuffs at the bottoms. I'm drawing on the right layer, right? Yeah. Maybe I need to make the waistcoat a little bigger. Not hugging the body that closely. What if I just did a little silly and I copy pasted the leg? Who cares? That's what I did when I drew the legs, if you can believe it. Because I do not particularly care. Once again, mostly just for outfit referencing. But then that looks incorrect. Sad. Should make the waistcoat either a little bigger or I need to make the pants smaller. That's what was throwing me so off about the anatomy, because I'm like, are they really this tiny? This lanky? And it's like, wait, no, the clothes are just bigger. Oh. Clothes hiding form is the vibe. You definitely should not be doing this for your own stuff. However, I get to do what I want. And I guess it. Ooh, whoop, whoop. Oh wait, the music is looping. Huge. Also, my pen is the wrong size. Nice. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't really follow thinking about future things that you are not allowed to know. It would make sense if their clothes did not highlight their form at all. Which is why I also imagine that they favor wearing a jacket. See, I think once again, I do think about these things beforehand, I promise. And I'm also looking at references. Do I like the ones with buttons on both the sides? No. No. I don't know, I like this compilation of music. This one's nice. They want to see how they connect into the waist. And do I want stripes? No, I don't want stripes in the pants because the other one has like a pretty apparent thing. Anyways, I guess I gotta draw sleeves. Maybe I do make the pants skinnier. Skinny like them, concerningly. When I say I want them to look like a rectangle, I mean it. Once again, callback to me drawing tiny them in my sketchbook, like real drawing process. You can also tell it's my real drawing process because it's taking forever. Would the shirt have a cuff? Because the jacket also like has a cuff. I might have to look at more of my references. My vibes references. Ah, my eyeballs. Yeah, they would. But they would have like a one that adheres to the wrist mostly. I don't know. I imagine the sleeves for this blouse or this shirt, I guess. I don't know. What is the difference between a shirt and a blouse other than giving the shirt a little bit of gender? which it's like why we don't need to give the shirt a gender. It'd probably adhere to the wrists. And the sleeves have a little bit of body to them, a little tiny bit, not a ton, but some. Like you'll see a little bit of folding action. This doesn't necessarily matter because I imagine that I like how I'm saying I imagine as if this motherfucker isn't entirely my own and I don't get to decide their entire fate forever. I do. I decide their entire fate forever. See, but now the waistcoat looks wrong to me. It's a little bit. Really, what is character design if not designing a fuck ton of outfits? Sigh. Like, you get the vision, yes. Waistcoat, sleeve, pant. Very intentionally not super flavor blasted. As not exciting as it may be. Jacket is a little more exciting. Because if I make it this, then like, well, suddenly the pants are wrong. But waistcoats really aren't like super. I guess it's fine. Have to think about jacket once again. They are very boxy, very no anything going on, and that was kind of what I was going for. All right, pain and suffering time, and by pain and suffering time, I mean, what the fuck do these shoes look like? Unfortunately for me, I was stupid and I drew both their feet forward facing. So what do they look like from the side? Good question. I almost don't want to draw them. Does this make any sense? No, it doesn't. I need to stop giving my characters fuck-ass feet. Like, paws. I need to stop giving them paws, because all it does is make my life harder. And yet, I can't stop and I won't stop. Because I think it's cute, and also, it makes sense. I can't... What if I just had them standing, like, pigeon-footed? No, because that's where I want the feet to end. So the shoes would be hidden a bit by the cuff, maybe. Oh, this sucks. Oh, I hate everything. Why do I do this to myself? Let me try and draw the shoes that I have in this other thing. I don't even know what I did here, Because, you know, they have the this bin. And the foot looks like that. Because they got little pawsies. Paw. No, more like paw. I should just become a furry artist so I know how to draw my semi-anthro characters better. Also, maybe could make money. I don't know. Very exciting, I imagine. I don't even really like what I did with the shoes. I can't even tell what I was doing with these. Oh no. Like, what is this? What am I doing? Do I need to pull up real life references of like loafers? I don't want to do that. I don't think I can express just how much I don't want to do that. And yet I'm doing it. Oh. I think I see what I was referencing. Or just like, I don't know, a boot. Like a nice looking boot. Maybe. As per usual, I'm overcomplicating it. Can I open like a second instance of snipping tool? Fuck. I can't. If I could, life fixed. Alright, so I shall be moving my thing. Does it move it on? Wait, I could just take a picture on my phone of this thing that I'm looking at. Huge. Then I can be like, oh god, my eyes. This song is so good. No, but then these are like ankle boots. Oh my god, there is so much AI art on Pinterest. Why? Legitimately why? Because that's where I make most of the mood boards that I need for things and shit. Why? Fancy boots. And it sucks. I can usually tell when something's AI just by looking at it. But then very occasionally I can't. What if I look up office boots? Will that give me what I want? Oh my god, I hate Google Shopping. I hate you. Because I want it to kind of give office worker. I clicked on Google Shopping again. Get me off of this hell site. Like a regular schmegular boot. Is that so hard to ask for? But like on a furry. Would they have laces? Yeah, they probably would. So what did they look like? They just... Now you can see why I draw things like triangles. Because doing that in any other way is annoying as hell. All I do is suffer. No. Transgender faux leather boots? Ooh, me want. Me when I lie. I don't want boot covers. I want boots on furries, specifically. These are just furry boots. I hate all of you. I love it when Google Images does not give me what I want. And then all I get is a bunch of fucking AI garbage. Slop. Terrible. Okay. Shout out AI slop. I hate it. So they would have like a... I don't know, it's very hard to tell what they would do from a front-facing angle. Yeah, you can really tell that I did not want to draw these feet just based on that alone. So might have to turn the foot regardless. Even though I do not want to. Sad face. It's like, what is that? You got the like the heel there. You got this. No. I don't want to do this right now. Future me being me of like tomorrow. No, I have things to do tomorrow. Me of like me of sometime in the future. Anyway, save. And that is why, oh, wrong thing. Standard edition proportions. And that's, I feel like it's low flavor. I kind of just want to listen to this song for hours. I'm just doing stuff now. Do I want them to have this? And do I want there to be anything special on the cuffs? Not super happy with the shape of this. Once again, I'll say it, you're so lucky we're not listening to X song for 3 hours. You are so lucky we're not listening to Pastoria City for 3 hours. It does feel strange that it doesn't have any pockets. There, it has pockets now. Pockets. Are they those faux pockets that have like no space? Maybe. Maybe I did the chains because I didn't like how it looked when it wasn't centered. Also because I think chains are cool. So then it wouldn't make sense for them to be like, or would it? I don't know, I like it being in the middle because it's more symmetrical, or the seam being in the middle. I kind of just hate how this looks. Maybe it's because I didn't give like a collar or like an end to the thingy. But most of them don't have. Maybe they have a chain in their pocket like this. But why? There would have to be a lore reason for it, and I don't know the lore reason. If I do not know the lore reason, then there is no reason. Waistcoats suck, even though this was entirely my own decision. I did not have to do this. But I like the idea of having a dressed up uniform. with star-shaped buttons. Wrong tool. This is why I do all my sketching before stream. Or I try to, at least. This is inevitably what happens. Okay, wait. I kind of like it better. And I, like, didn't change anything. Let's see, the seam would be, like, here then, maybe? I do like it better. But... What was I doing on this other fella? Maybe I steal it from fella that I've already drawn. So it kind of has the shape of the shoe that I want. And I could worry about adding in details later. If there's one thing I don't know a lot about, it's shoes. You know, because having the bit raised up at the front to me does read that it's like, I don't know, like it's raised up. Or like it's being folded. That's what I meant to say. So the shoe would only really have like sole here. Because it's the only part that touches the ground. Because the rest is just like the back of the foot. This does not make sense, and I am definitely going to change it later. At least if I make an anthro character, I'll definitely be really familiar with how their feet work. I don't know, would it make sense to have laces? Because they are working. But that doesn't look right. Those just look like sneakers. These are like fancy shoes. They're your work shoes. Whatever. That's like the shape of them. Just ignore this. This doesn't count. Alright, now I think I'm ready to go back to the hair. I'm going to hide this layer, and I'm going to bring this back. We're going to bring back Big Pencil. I just wanted to have like a sticky outy bit at the top, and that's like 89% of my issues. No, it isn't actually. Indecision time. Shape be gone. Alright, oh, let me bring back my snippy tool. I haven't even drinking any of my drink. Minion. I don't know, because I like what I've done in having this. Oh. Maybe only the end of it has the shape. Oop. I don't know, I don't like how blocky it looks. It's kind of hard to make the shape. I don't know, but I don't think I'd like something like that. Let's see. Oh, I'd still like for the hair to be petal, like kind of have a petal shape at the end. I think I like that. Let's see. Bring back to red. I know we've all missed red. Welcome back. And also kind of follows, I don't know, a specific thing that I did with at least the design that I cooked up before. Which, to be fair, this is mostly the same. I've not changed a lot. And I'll say it, it's because I was mostly happy with that one. Alright, I have to redraw the bow. It's fine. What's being drawn? OC. I'm working on their outfit. Also, hello. Maybe I make this little bit thinner because, I don't know, the end being the sort of petal shape is the most important part to me. I like having the little sticky outy bit here because it is still hair. Maybe round the end a little. Like that, I don't know. Yeah. You can't see the end of the ponytail when front facing, and that's good. That means that I don't have to worry about it. Bam. Mostly hidden. Clothes. Bam. No. Now, I guess, jacket. It'll also be blue, but it'll be like a darker blue. It'll be more Orpal because I said so. Right. I hate coats. And you know what I hate more than coats? Collars. Fuck ass collars. I don't understand how they work. And it is entirely my own fault for wanting to get silly willy with drawing a fancy collar. And it is also my fault that in the original reference, they are not nearly as scrawny as they are now. So it lays on the body differently. So there was more real estate previously, now there's much less. Did not think about the body type beforehand. It's like, would it fall here? Would it take up their entire torso? That's terrible. Alright. Like, as we can see in Tiny over here, he used to have a more diamond shape. But I want it to have more of a rectangular fall now. Like it still has a bit of going out, but it's mostly box. Big pen, good for this. One more space. Especially because, in contrast to the other one, I was having a lot of trouble with their cloak shape because I knew that I wanted them to have a cloak of sorts. And I have to try really hard to avoid triangle fellow with big hat, which is kind of what it ended up being. But I'm like, well, triangle fits that one much better. This one having a very rectangle-y uniform makes more sense. Once again, especially when it comes to like coloring. Which I still don't even know if I'll get to. Shoulder. In the original, I had it coming in like that, but then it made sense because it'd flare out, so there'd be more space. But I don't want to do that anymore. So would it just fall like this? It is very form concealing, and that is what I want. That's why this is being drawn above the rest of the stuff. Because while they would wear their cloak most of the time, I still need to know what it looks like underneath. At least this character literally only wears this one outfit. Once again, keyword uniform. Having these keywords is really nice. I've not done that before, but it's just like, all right, things that I gotta keep in mind. And like, would color be here? How do jackets work? I don't have a jacket with a collar. Not like this. No, I just don't have a jacket like with a collar. So I can't really look at real thing of mine. And that would go around. Okay, because I wanted to get silly with it. I wanted to have like a sticky outy bit and then a sticky downy bit. Once again, referencing the fella. But it looks wrong, so I had like a big one and then a little one. To kind of sort of give the same effect, but then I don't know, that's like not what a coat looks like. Also can delete this ponytail for the time being. By that I mean hide it a little. I just need to pull up more references on my silly little phone. Give me a sec. Yeah, it's related to their job. And their job is their whole life, so they live in their uniform, basically. I'm not getting good. But I don't want to look up cloak because it's not like a cloak. Is this just like a trench coat or something? What do trench coats look like? Oh, search engine. No, that is kind of what I'm going for. Bitrate. I knew this would happen, by the way. That's why I wanted to do a bitrate test. And that's how I figured out that everything in my OBS was fucked up. It's kind of hard to do this when you have like no body real estate, and you may say, "Hey, that's your own damn fault, dipshit," and I'll say, "Yes, yes, it is." Eraser. Man, having the diamond shape is so much more convenient, but I don't want it anymore. Like, look at them. And I still like the fucking chains on the waistcoat, but I feel like I just don't want to make it work. I even had these little things at the bottom. I thought so hard about this stupid jacket, only for it to not even... Oh wait, that's not even like a collar, it's like a lapel, yes? I do like a big lapel. Hard working day in the office. Slaying. I make it cover their feet so I don't have to draw them. That's the big brain play. I will not do this, but it would be funny. That would be more for the other one, which I should have done by next week, but the thing that I need to work with them is more hair related. I hate hair. I don't know, the shoulders are definitely kind of squared off. Maybe I need to delete stuff from existence and I draw the sleeves so I can better understand how it works. See, because I feel like the coat being by the feet is a tripping hazard. Which does matter to me. It can't be a tripping hazard. Bam, coat. But it's doing the thing that I did not want it to do, which is flare outward. But it looks so good when it flares outward. You're not allowed to... You have no flair, no swag. Has to be weaker flare. I say as I still give it a flare out. Rectangle. That should be my 4th keyword. Keyword rectangle. I can spell, I promise. Also, do let it be known that stabilizer is making my handwriting look a lot worse than it actually is. I promise it's not that bad. Ah. Rectangle. Methinks I shall draw sleeves. Drawing outfits is... Me, I hate drawing hair and I hate drawing outfits. What do I like? I don't like anything. And you know what? You'd kind of be right. I don't like anything. I don't like coming up with things. It's hard. It's hard when you don't know shit about fashion. Okay? See, because my idea was if I nail down the sleeves, then hopefully I should know where the rest of it falls. Anyway, sleeves are like pointy. And they're also much bigger than the sleeves of the shirt. Drawing hands? No. Drawing hands is the least of my worries, actually. Even though these hands were kind of a pain in the ass to draw. But it's okay, because I figured them out. It took me longer to get the legs down. Right. And the jacket has, like, big cuffs. The extendy-outy cuffs. Because I said so. And it hides the inner cuff of the sleeve. And a detail that I definitely do want to keep is that it has the 4-pointed thing. Because A, I think it's cool, and B, I have to add in the motif somewhere. Somewhere. flower-looking hair, stars on the clothes, sun on the clothes. It makes sense to me. Because I know what I'm doing. Big cuff. When I was doing this earlier, I kept thinking, wow, their arms look really short. And it's like, are their arms short or are their legs just super fucking long and they have like no torso? The answer is, the answer may surprise you. Like, I feel like these are different lengths, but they're not. I know that they're not. Maybe this one falls a little more downward. And like, one thing I was thinking of, would this character wear gloves? And the only reason why I think that they wouldn't is because my other character wears gloves. And I don't want them to have too many visual similarities. They can have thematic similarities. But visually, I want them to be pretty different. See, because now that I have that, I can be like, alright, well, the lapels of the coat, they are going to go down to the waist, as I said so. You want to at least be able to, like, see a little bit of the stuff underneath. A little bit. Need to ask my friend to get a bunch of clothing. Or be like, hey, do you have any of this? Can you send me pictures of you wearing it? Help me understand how clothing falls on a form. Because it's really hard to look for specific references. And if I ask my friend, then they can just do what I ask him to do. I want it to come close to the feet, but not entirely. Like, you can still see the shoes. Hello? My eraser? Oh, no! I drew it on the wrong layer. Whoa. Now I have to decide, do I want there to be like a big sun motif on the back? I don't know. Like, you see what I'm going for, yes? We see what I'm going for. And honestly, that's really what this is. Who's going to be looking at this ref sheet? Me. Nobody else. So only I need to know what I'm talking about. Yeah, no, it's the ruffles that make this one look bigger. Because I know I drew those arms to be the same length. I don't know, I want the lapels to be bigger. I want them to be really big. I want them to be silly level big. I think I should understand the basics of how a garment works before deciding to get silly with it. But that reads more lightning to me. I don't want that. I don't want it to read lightning. I want it to read four-pointed thingy. However, I do like the top lapel being really big. It kind of gives Sans, so maybe not. Sans has ruined the the furred ruff forever. Ruined or enhanced, depending on how you look at it, I guess. I have a Sans jacket. Like a blue hoodie with a neutral colored fur ruff or you get it. I have that. It's been ages since I've worn that. I should break it. Should I though? I used to wear it a ton. I also used to like Undertale a ton. Wait, first of all, Undertale is turning 10 this year. Happy 10 years to Undertale. I hope you feel old. Then, who's excited for Deltarune? Yeah! It may sound like that was a weak yeah, but in my brain I'm like, oh my fucking god, there's more Deltarune in June. Or was it July? Holy shit, more Deltarune. I'm ready. Part of me is like, my brain's already skipping to June for Deltarune and then to next year for more Rhythm Heaven. You have no fucking clue how excited I was seeing that they're making a new Rhythm Heaven. I was losing my fucking mind. Anyway, this is giving more rectangle and that's what I wanted. Also, I'm not sure if I want to keep this, but I had like, to really be sun motif, I had like a half star kind of almost. And it also sort of acts like a border for that. And then it was like lined. I'm not sure what I think about it. Because I don't want to overcomplicate it too much. Because I had a thing where like they hole punch, basically, and that have like a little metal dangly bit. I haven't played Deltarune. That is okay. See, the first 2 chapters are free, and you can go play them now. But I also get it because it's not going to be finished for who knows how long. We don't know. There's going to be like 6 or 7 chapters, and 3 and 4 are releasing in June, so who knows when the rest of it comes out. And Rhythm Heaven is going to be amazing. I will miss swiping and tapping along to it. You just play Rhythm Heaven DS, then forehead. I just need more Rhythm Heaven content in my life. I need those silly little goobers. Like, do we see what I was going for? Okay, the dangly bits are kind of insane. Like, these are absolutely a fucking tripping hazard. Imagine you're walking and then you're just constantly kicking metal. Insane of me to think that. But I think it's kind of funny. I don't know, I just like the visual of having something down here that ain't little feetsies. The only bad thing about New Rhythm Heaven is you have to see all these YouTubers who have absolutely no rhythm attempting it and cringing inside. If I have to see one more person with absolutely no semblance of rhythm absolutely get demolished by Monkey Watch, I think I'm gonna explode. Also add soon. It's always Monkey Watch, and for some reason it just pisses me off every time because it's not a hard game. And yet, every single time. And they always all play Fever. And you know, nothing against Fever, but I really like the songs in DS. And I know that ain't nobody playing Rhythm Tengoku. Yeah, that's what I did. Ever heard of Elite Beats Agents? Not the best music game, but definitely a memorable one. I don't believe I have, but let me check. Um, I'm not actually super well versed in rhythm games. I just like that one's. I like Rhythm Heaven specifically because I got really obsessed with it for a couple months at a very specific point in my life, so I have a strong attachment to it. Okay, I don't think I've seen this. However, it does look very silly. I see a Korean box art for it. Is it Korean? Why is there a tanuki fanning flames and they're just people in the this looks like Osu. It just looks like Osu, but less. Right, what if I deleted these This is what I mean by jigsawing shit together. Maybe it's because the lines are thicker, but oh wait, it's also the more, I don't know, the shapes are shapinger to me. Is it? Did it stop playing my damn song? Why? I had it on loop. Why would you do this to me? I don't know. I do think I like having some sort of semblance of the sun motif as like a liner for the coat. Just to drive home that that is a symbol on the thing. No. Well, and I don't think it'd be too hard to draw. Maybe I'll change my mind. But I like having the different elements, and now we have all the stuff. And ponytail, slay, they. Wait, important. I forgot their ribbon. I want the ribbon to be, I'm not sure about the exact placement of it, because I don't want it to be at the same like height as this. But I also don't know where else. I definitely want it to be like very apparent. Or not necessarily like super obvious, but it's like, oh, huh. It wouldn't have that long of a tail. Eek. See, now I'm remembering all these things that I wrote down. It's like, when the fuck am I going to drop this information? Because I want it to get to a point in the story where everything just gets exponentially worse very fast. Like, oh my god, why is everything going wrong now? Oh fuck, oh god, it just keeps getting worse. Oh no, fuck, ah! That's literally what I wrote in my documents when I didn't know what else to, I drew it in the one layer. Fuck my life. I just kept writing, oh god, it keeps getting worse, holy shit. As like a vibe. For like a vibe for this section, this is what's happening. It just gets worse. I didn't draw their face. That's probably important. As you can see, the face is kind of and I don't think I want them to have like any eyelashes. Very unamused looking. I almost don't want to draw them with a mouth just because I know it's going to get hidden 90% of the time. Sorry, 99% of the time. was thinking about this earlier. Do I want them to have more oval pupils or more circular? I was thinking circular because I want it to be a case that they have like chronic resting bitch face, but they just look like that. Not actually grumpy all the time. And then like, since they're wearing a face mask, you can't really see the expressions. Do I allow you to see the eyes fluff or the cheek fluffs? The eyes will have to do all the emoting. See, that's the vision. Yes, correct. Because like this doesn't make sense for wearing a face mask. It just doesn't. How does this work? But it allows you to see the cheek fluff. And the cheek fluff is cute. But then gap moe. Gap moe. Gap moe. That's why I didn't draw it here. Because I wanted it to be a sheet and it's like, oh wait, right, they do have that. So I guess I just draw something else to the side like bam. You like how I don't put any effort into drawing these ears? Bam. Perfect. Stabilizer really fucking up my handwriting. And I haven't decided on eyebrows. I think I just want them to be like kind of thin. But then it's also a thing where like, yeah, they do all the emoting with the eyes. However, they don't do any emoting on the body as well. How someone's standing straight, slouched over, etc. Yep. However, this is just the dress up phase. So that I could be like, all right, this is how I need to dress them up. For future reference. Making my life easier by only having one outfit. Simplifying eyes has been the best decision that I've ever made. I don't like drawing complex eyes. No overcomplicating things. We're lucky I'm not making a bunch of strange noises to embody the vibe of what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I don't know, because I want them to have distinctly larger scleras. I don't fucking know. Because the other guy I want to have like big, bright eyes, big, weird, scaly eyelashes, but then slit eye, so that even though he's all, it's still like, oh, there's something wrong with you. Something's not quite right. Wait, and just for funsies, a heart nose. I can't, even when I simplify them, I can't draw eyes. Man, maybe it's because I'm not drawing the eyebrows yet. Eyebrows are so important, you don't even understand. Anyway, maybe I can, what if I just kept tiny since the outfit is basically the same? Huh? I just wanted a little tiny dummy that I could color over really easily, that I could copy a bunch of and just make different color choices. The only color that I know is that I want the eyes to be bright cherry red, like rabbit. Maybe the eye should be like grr. That'll be fun. I was trying to find so many references to see what people did for that, and I found like nothing. which frustrates me immensely. But, you know, whatever. It is so hard to make someone look just completely neutral. Because that's the vibe. The vibe is I am literally just existing. Because it always ends up having some sort of vibe. You're like, bam, why are they disappointed? I don't know. Good question. And this is why wait, it's only been 2 hours, honestly. Decent progress considering me and slow. Small. I know, I kind of like the oval. Not sure if I want. I hollowed out one of the eyes with the implication that they're different colors. I don't know if I actually want to keep them. I just thought, wait, that was when I was in the listening to the town hall meeting with my which is the one that you have 2 of? Is it Senator or House Reps? Anyway, I drew this while listening to the one that has 2 of them to my senators or House Reps, and the live stream was so shit that you couldn't hear a single word that they were saying. So that was like cool that I didn't get any information from that. Very unhelpful. Thanks for the bi-weekly newsletter, I guess. I should sign off of their newsletters. I don't read that shit. I already know what you're doing. Smile? Not in like a stalker way. No, I like but I can't have all of my OCs have something wrong with their eyes. He would just have heterophobia in the eyes. But like I like how it looks. Anyway, this is the vibe. Heart nose, because they are bunny. Yeah. Literally the design is the same except for no ribbon under the collar, it's tie instead. Buttons are different, no tassels at the end because it's stupid. These are basically the same. I just drew the same thing twice. But it's helpful because then it reinforces what I need to do. I thought so hard about making them a Harlequin rabbit because it's silly. Because they're cute. But then it's like, well, it wouldn't really make sense. Alright, which layer? It's this one. These, gone. Deleted. Gone from existence. Ah! Ow. Where is Tiny? Tiny. Here. We can make them tinier. Tiny. Let me adjust a little. I don't know, the vibe is more accurate in this one in ways that I can't describe, but it's fine. Maybe it's because I made... I lied. Me indecisive. Maybe it's because I made the eyes thinner. Did I draw this on the wrong layer? Oh. Do not scare me like that. Maybe it's because I made the eyebrows arched. I promise this will be the last thing, we can move on. Okay, yeah, no, that definitely gives more resting bitch face energy. That's what I want. most of the time it won't even matter. You'll just see. Bam. Let me save. Where is Tiny? I have a different Tiny on a layer named Tiny, but that's not the Tiny that I want because this one's already done. So I guess thanks to that live stream for being so shit, because now I have stuff to work with. I'm still mad about that. Let me just change the very little details that I changed. And I guess they don't have like a seam on the pants anymore. And then no ribbon. You can tell this was before I figured out how to more accurately change the size of things that I use the pen for, because of how fuzzy everything is around the edges, but it's fine. Because now what I can do is that I can color them in like, I don't know, I'll just pick a mid-tone gray. And then I can work on tones. So not necessarily coloring, but kind of, to work out where I want different saturation levels and brightnesses. Because one thing is for sure, I think I want the mask to be very dark, if not just black. And the eyes to be really bright red. Or one of them if I do end up doing the different eye colors thingy. And then if I make it really small, I can just hopefully easily block in some colors on a clipping layer. Because I want attention to be drawn to the eyes, so those are going to be the most saturated thing on the whole being. Let me change this line art color to black too, because this is pissing me off. Bam. There's something wrong. No, I can't. Alright, line art, black. Alright. First thing I want to try is having a Harlequin pattern. So like they have one side this colored. And I like a light gray. And the other would be like a darker, some darker gray. All these colors would probably be very desaturated sans eyes. Once again, I have thought about it a little beforehand. It's just Monokuma. Stop. But it would be like a brown. Not making a Danganronpa character. Maybe it should be some sort of colored, so I could have. Then what color would the ponytail be if it has both? Good question. The only color that I'm gonna add right now, bright red. Can't do that. So then this bit would definitely be pretty bright. I can't do that. I can't make Monokuma. But I'll be honest, I just saw a rabbit character that had like the split coloring and I was like, wait, that's sick. I want that. try lightly colored jacket. Already not sure about it, but I'm not even completely sure what I'm doing here. Just trying to balance things out. Yeah, I already kind of don't like, and then we would have like the same sort of mid-tone as like a lining. Maybe on the cuffs? No. It reads more lab coat, and I don't want it to read lab coat. Yeah, then if the mask is like black, it'll be like, whoa, that's the darkest thing. So your eyes will be like, whoa. So, maybe in this case the waistcoat would be like a mid-tone, and then this would be. But that's basically the idea of planning. Yeah, I don't know about the split coloring. Doesn't help that I don't know if I want them to have skin or fur. Probably fur. Anyway, we do it again. What if I try with like a lighter hair color? A lighter fur color. Is that Maple Story in the background? No, it's the boutique in X and Y. Also, if it was Maple Story, I would not be able to tell. I've not played Maple Story. I've seen Maple Story and I'm like, wow, the art is cute. Isn't it super bad with like microtransactions and stuff? Okay. So with bunny patterns, there were a couple that I was interested in. Now there was like a checkered-ish pattern, kind of. With like darker ears. I'm like, wait, that's kind of cute. I kind of like this. Wait, but they also have like fur spots around the eyes. That looks a little strange. At least at this kind of scale. Kind of like it just being a spot around the nose. Furry. Am I just making a furry? Do all of these checkered rabbits have spots around the eyes? They do. Maybe I just make it subtle. Yep, if you want the best gear, you'll be putting down cash eventually. Ugh, that sucks. What if I just give him like black scleras? I don't know. I like the different colored ears. I was messing around with that at some time in the past, but I don't know how I feel about the spots around the eyes. Maybe it's just like eyeliner. But these rabbits are so cute. And they're also big. I was looking up big rabbits. Because they're tall. So they wouldn't be fashioned after like a short rabbit. Right? It makes sense. Anyway, for now, maybe I'll do the spot around the nose. We can experiment more with fur patterns later. Let's say as I keep redrawing the nose. Maybe the cheek tufts are different colors too. Huh. Something something future me. If you draw a comic, you'll have to draw it a gazillion times, so don't overcomplicate it. Then the schnoz. The schnoz looks weird. Oh, eraser. Leave it to me to keep overcomplicating something. Ow. Of course, my hand is starting to hurt. I say that as if I haven't been drawing pretty constantly over the past couple days. See, but I don't know about how I feel about it being this lightly colored. Once again, I think I do want the darkest points to be around the mask, so maybe this is just like a mid-tone. Ribbon, white. Same logic. I definitely do think that I want the shirt to be white as well. I want the coat to be darker, probably. Darker than the ears. Maybe there's no overlapping tones between the uniform and the fella. Because something colors not matching, something tones not matching, you can tell at a glance that the two don't necessarily fit together. That's the intention in the end with this, is that it's like, huh. Outside of that, it was still fun to do your dailies with friends and waste hours after school/work just talking about whatever as you show off your favorite chair or some outfit you got from overpriced gotcha boxes. Yeah, but couldn't you do that in like any online game? Couldn't you just do that in like web fishing or something? I don't know. Does it need to be MapleStory? We could still do this, just in other places. Is what I'm trying to get at. I don't know, do I? I do definitely think I like the hair being a lighter tone, but it does feel weird that it's the same color as the quote unquote skin. I do think I want it to be fur at this point. Shoes. Maybe the lining. Of course, it's what I grew up with, started in high school, and played off and on since then. Wow, really dedicated. Can't say I've ever stuck with a live service game for that long. Well, for that long being since high school. I've stuck with live service games for a hot sec. Shout out Brave Frontier. That game sucked so much, but I kind of miss it. Even though I had quit for like years by the time it had been shutting down. See, because then I can copy, I can paste, I can declip. We can move these to their own silly little layer. Copy the line art. And we can move this little fella over here. You can't. Does it even have it selected? Huh? Was I not copy pasting anything? Oh my god, is that even still live nowadays? No, it's not. They've shut down Brave Frontier like a while ago. Hello, where are my colors? Where are my colors? I guess it's a little sad, but the game did suck a lot. Am I stupid? Did I not copy paste anything? Okay. Does this layer even have anything on it? I think it does. I'm so confused. I'm confusing myself. When I think all of Gumi's other games were also shutting down, I don't know. I say good riddance. Fuck that company. Well, I can't remember any of my units, so not much to mourn over, really. Literally, the only character that I could name, that I could tell you by name, is Rosetta, because I had a friend named Rosetta. Avant, because he was super fucking busted when he came out and he warped the meta for like a while afterwards, and with the stupid amounts of power creep in that game, that's saying a lot. And Krantz, because I liked him. That's it. I don't know anyone else. Wait, Maxwell. Maxwell lives in my head rent free. What a goated character. Alright, now I'm actually fixing things. My god. Please move my layers. Now we can have this one. This fella. We can move them over. I want them to be on the same plane. I might make them smaller. And we could see the difference. And we can compare and contrast. We could also put them in folders because that would be really smart. Which one's folder one? Perfect. Let's make another one. No! Yeah. We made another one. But we're gonna recolor it. And we're gonna keep doing this. Until I'm mostly satisfied with one. What? Oh. I clicked the wrong one. What is this? And this is how I rack up a bajillion layers. Flip. Let's delete all this. What if I tried? I definitely think I like the coat being darker. Maybe I make the waistcoat a more mid-tone so that the highest point of contrast is with the hair. I also want to try making the hair this grayish tone. Maybe the highlight would be, or the different part would be this lighter gray. We're experimenting with fur patterns, as well as others. I do think I like the thingy being white. See, now I'm just thinking about Reimu, and I'm thinking about people calling the new Roja ego Reimu. Shout out Toho. Which I think is very funny. But also do let it be known that I misread the date that next season is coming out. And I thought it was next week, and I was gonna say, oh my god. Peak incoming. Oh, no. I gotta wait. I have to wait! Reimu Roja. Reimu Roja. All I gotta say is she deserves it. I shall be hearing no Roja slander here. I was gonna say Reimu slander, but then it's like, well, I don't actually care. it's not that I don't care for Reimu. I just kind of don't care about Reimu. Reimu is a character of all time to me. Like, yeah, she is the face of Toho, but I don't know. At the same time, if you were to ask me my favorite Toho girl, I'd say fucking Yuka. Who cares about Yuka? Nobody. Me. I care. I love her. And I don't even know why. As most Toho fans, I've never played a game. What if I went darker? More of a Scarlet Devil Mansion fan? See, like, I get it, but it's like, I don't know. None of them call out to me too much. I do like Mei Ling. It's like, I don't know. If I were to pick one that had my favorite cast, my first instinct would be to say Legacy of Lunatic Kingdom, but that's only because I just like Junko a lot. Oh wait, and I really like Sagume. And I like Kakasha. Okay, maybe that's the one. But then it's like, well, I don't care about Clown Peas. I do like Doremi. Do I care about anyone else? Who else is in that game? Is that the one that has... Wait, it has Seiren. I do like Seiren. Junko? Yeah. Toho Junko. No other Junko. Junko, no last name. She's the final boss. I don't like the lapels being this dark color, I don't think. I mean, Junko Enoshima is in the fucking game now. Who put Junko Enoshima in my Toho? What if I did lightly colored? Oop. Can't. Pant and shoe. I feel like lightly colored shoe does not make sense for what they do. Mid-tone shoe. I kind of like the lightly colored pants. I don't know. The only instance of color. I don't know, I kind of like this third one. But what happens were I to swap the hair colors? Because I do like the idea of having a lighter hair color. Still, this. Wait, no, I should do it next. I should do it next to them so that I can directly compare and contrast. Also, would change the color of the pants, probably to be more of a mid-tone. Wow, look at all of them. The fella. Boop. Clip. We erase this bit. Can I grab the right color? Mm. Please don't get a headache right now. Very not nice. What if I grab this color? Let me grab this mid-tone. Different colored ears. I just give him like no, not pickle chew. How convenient that this random line I drew just to be cute ended up like being kind of helpful. Huh. Just to see. Up. What is on this layer? Well, nothing anymore. See, and now the face looks weird because I've been looking at this version for so long. Let's just draw a little face covering on all of them. See where I like it the most. I don't know. Maybe it'll be the same color that the coat is. I do think I like this one the best. This one's not even in the running. Sorry. Sorry, Harlequin Rabby faces. What's face covering for? Concealment? Yes. Concealing what? I'm not telling you. It is plot relevant. But you're lucky that I was literally thinking about, hey, when I draw this character on stream, am I even gonna draw them with a mouth? Am I gonna allow the people to see? And the answer is yes. Yes, I am allowing you to see. Anyway, I like the contrast between the lighter fur and it having such stark contrast between like the different things. And you do have a little bit pops of lighter color, but not a lot. But I also, I don't know, I do like that one as well. This one. You can see all of them again. But the thing that I would want to change on this one is making the pants darker. I don't think I want them to be this. Then the contrast isn't as much. And I don't want the coat to be white because it reads lab coat. And not, I'm clocking in for my office job. My office job of not doing office work. Right. Because then I can pick colors. If I clip this again. See, because then I could get like a red. I'm not doing this, by the way. But then I can click color. And you can see, wow, look at all these different colors. Yeah, this is more what it would be like. But then the other would be Orpal. Be like a dark Orpal. A dark grayish Orpal. And then the hair would be like a bright red. But a very desaturated red. I guess a darker red, technically. Maybe not, because it's like way too different. they can't all be red. Because then it looks like it matches too much. It needs to not match. Either way, but you get the point. Alright, let me get some of the color palettes that I've queued up. OBS, more like one bullshit system. You're so right, bestie. Sorry, that's something one of my friends texted me. Because I was complaining about OBS. Alright, bam. So like this is kind of the palette that I have envisioned. Because I want it to go together, but I want there to be a clear distinction between this is part of Scrunglow and this is the other. Anyway, I wanna work on their face real quick. It's on layer 21, right? Why am I unhappy with the way that it is? Good question. Now they look extra unamused. It's better. Anyway, I also want the palette to have a fair amount of like gray. Desaturated colors. I'm stealing all of these from Pinterest. But this is the vibe. Thank you, Pinterest. The one thing that it's good for, other than showing me a shit ton of AI slop. Where is it? It's in folder 4. Let me new layer. Let's order these from brightest to least bright. Maybe we can try and assign some colors. Yeah, all the lighter tones are up top, and then the darker tones are lower down. Yeah. You think they have filters for AI art? No, I don't, because I imagine that AI shit. I don't imagine it would lose them money, and if it doesn't lose a business money, then why would they stop it? You know? Is this similar in tone? I'm gonna do something strange. Where's color? Color, bucket. No, it needs to be black. And then let's pick this nice pink. See, because if I draw it there, then it's like, bam, we have a similar tone. It's not quite the same. We can work on it. I've never done this before, so this is all a little experimental. That is a very pretty red. It is not quite enough. Maybe I haven't decided if I wanted this to be a gray. Like, bam. Not the same, but similar-ish. Lavender. No. I want it to be a little more blue toned. I do like how gray it is, though. Yeah. That is a very nice color. And if I turn off the layer, we can see them all next to each other. And also add the cream. I don't know, I feel like I want them to be even more desaturated. I feel like I want them to be like this. But also feel like that's probably a bad idea. However, we'll try it anyways. Maybe my idea will not end up working out so well. Yeah, especially because I'm still not sure about making them just pink. I kind of want them to be gray. Which I realize that this is already kind of gray. But it's not gray enough. Do you like that very dark purple? This purple less so. And see, this is where it gets complicated because it's like, well, I don't really like how these two look next to each other in this instance. But what would I rather have? I don't know. What if I did the really, really dark one on the outside? And also on here, and then we had the orpal. I don't know. Maybe I don't like that orpal. Like, I like it, but I don't. Kind of like... Maybe it needs to be more red? No. Maybe it just needs to be gray. There is no gray. It does feel weird that they just have gray clothing. And now we're starting to see why, hey, drawing everything in black and white makes things like a gajillion times easier. Color is hard. Coming up with color palettes is really hard, actually. What if the coat was gray? We had this inner part be purple. No. Color is overrated, but I want to have color. What's the point if I can't make them look sickly gray? Like, oh my god, are you good? Kind of gray. I'm really just violating all of the stuff that I've done. What? Oh. Why is it all the same color? Maybe because I'm drawing it over with the same color. Me when I make a thing and then I immediately don't follow it. I don't know, I like... These tones are too similar. Let's paint over you. with this. Get grayed out, idiot. But they're my idiot child. I made them like this. These are way too similar. Need more pink and gray color schemes. Need more colors. Give me more colors. All these colors suck. I don't want any yellow because I don't want them to look too close to me. I was thinking about that. I'd be thinking lavender gray. I do like lavender. I also love how I get absolutely blasted when I click off and then everything is super red. Then I click back in and it's like, oh my god, I'm blinded. Gray. What if I made it pink? Bam. Color. Is it bad how is it bad that I kind of love how this looks? Like, this is kind of the exact vibe that I was going for. Very gray, and it has this muddy brown gray color that I wanted. I actually really like that color. I kind of like it. Surely I don't just make them so sickly ill gray. Berry punch. I'm still so mad that you can't name a Pokemon grape. Like, I get it. I do. I understand why they don't want me doing that. But at the same time, let me name my goddamn thing's grape soda. You can name things ass, but you can't name them. You can't name them the other thing? I really like that. This deep, muddy, gross looking brown. It is not the purple that I was looking for, though. So maybe we change it a little. Orange soda superior anyways. I know it is, but if a thing is purple, I'm not gonna name it orange soda. Okay? See, because also I'm wondering, because of the location that this takes place in, what if I did just slap a sepia filter over everything, though? I don't even drink soda. When's the last... Oh, I have apple cider downstairs. Could name it Forbidden Drink. Yeah, but that's not any fun. Also, ads start soon. You need to take a Tylenol or something. If I want to call something grape soda, I should be able to do it. I ended up naming him Berry Punch. Ooh, I love messing with layers. Layers are so fun and silly. Multiply. Screen. Wow. Now they're pink. Now they're kind of sort of what I originally envisioned for the hair color. But I am also not opposed to making it some other color. What if I just made it normal? Ah! This is bad because I love clicking through the different layers. I think it's very fun. I do like this dusty grayish purple. Because look at it. Look at how much fun we can have with colors. We just have to click through little buttons. Okay, maybe a little spooky. Like, look at this. How do we get this? How did we get here? Light in color, dark in color. I feel like that. All right. Yeah, I definitely don't think I want them to be pink. The hair can have some pink, but like, that's it. I do like that pink. Uniform, no pink. No fun. Skin, gray. Sad. What's wrong with you? Let's put it on normal. This is definitely not what I'm sticking with. I will keep this layer though, just because I like it. Clip. We'll try this again. See, now I feel like I'm just doing random shit because who cares? I'm not actually thinking about what colors I want. Colors are really hard. I'll have you know. I'm looking through colors, if you can't tell. I don't know, because... Oh god. The blue light filter is really kicking in because it's extra late, so it's like, bam, wham. Blue. See, at what point am I just like ignoring all the tones that I worked on? And I'm just doing whatever. Because who cares if I like what I did, if it's not going to be applicable? Pink. I was thinking of making them like a gray and pink rabbit, but I don't know, maybe I just may have to make them like a brown rabbit. But I feel like that's no fun. Where's the fun and joy in this, huh? Where's the fun in them just being a gray rabbit? Does it look better with the dark gray? Being dark gray? Can we do this? It looks a little better, but it still is like, why not ears pink? And it looks less like a fur patch, and kind of just like they got a sunburn. I know, I really do not want the fur to be pink, or the fur on the face to be pink. Hair can be pink. That's it. And I really want at least one of these bits to stay gray. I don't know which one. What color does it say that this is? It does say it's more red. Waistcoat, maybe? Color's hard. Oh, wait, I hit my thing. Wait. Oh no, I minimized it by accident, sorry. Jacket gray? Maybe jacket gray is the move. And these are slightly color blasted Orpal. So it's more cool toned. I feel like I'm going to be very unsatisfied with no matter what I land on tomorrow. Especially in terms of like what color their skin fur is. Because if it is some type of pink, it has to be very, 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 very slight. Yeah, I don't like that because that just looks like a human skin tone. Toyoin. I don't know, I don't like the ears being that saturated. Maybe this, but like... Yeah, but that feels weird. My idea was so smart. Top part pink, bottom part Orpal, but now I'm looking it over and I'm like, what were you thinking? Maybe they have white hair. As much as I like white-haired fellas, I ain't never make them. I don't know, I do kind of like the papery color, but there has to be some level of pink. And then we have this. And see, here's the ultimate idea. Bam. You know what? Oh, there's the line art. So that way your eyes are like, oh my goodness, red. I give them eye shines, but they got no light in their eyes. Red-eyed hair, yeah. And then I want them to also have some other form of pink, even if it's very slight. Oop, wrong there. And then I don't want to make this because I think that they're really close in saturation. And being a pink and gray rabbit does feel kind of weird. They just have pink hair for funsies. Pink-eared tips. See, I was thinking about that, but then I'm like, well, they're kind of based on a real rabbit. And they don't have those colors. And you may be saying, well, this isn't real, so you can do what you want. And I'd be like, yeah, but I don't know. I like having the bases in real animals. I am vibing with the sickly gray. Because that is one thing that I kept telling myself. Sickly, ill, green. Then what color would the ribbon be? I also want it to be a color that doesn't appear anywhere else. Maybe it's just white instead of this weird grayish color. They look like a zombie. Honestly, kind of the vibe. I do think that the pink needs to be a little more saturated if I do go this direction. We're really calling in the Yai Sakura influences. Shout out Yai Sakura. I guess there is like the inside of their ears. Huh. Can't really see it from this angle. Normal. Color. There's no difference. There's so little difference. I don't know, I really like the muddy color. I need to figure out what to do with these ears. Do I just make them fucking pink? Do I just be boring? Oh wait, because this layer is over that one, so it won't affect it. Foolish. Black. Frog face. Do you feel like at least these parts in the end should probably actually be gray, like a silver trim? I don't know. I feel like I'm running into an instance of, you need to stop looking at this and come back tomorrow. You need to look at other people's personas. Let's color blast all these other ones for funsies. A fresh perspective and whatnot. Yeah. Oop. Meow. Color blasting. Pew. Color. Orpal. You like Orpal? See, now that it's Orpal, I kind of like this stuff, but I don't know. Like this gray is fine. But for the whole thing, I don't know. Need to. Yeah, I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but I'm thinking. Red. Purple. This is not helpful. Meanwhile, I learned how to love my What is a whisking machine? Trying to get stiff peaks for some fancy egg sandwiches. Why are you putting meringue in your egg sandwiches? Do you mean like the machine where you put like the little whisks in it and then you press the trigger and it goes and then you spin it around in the bowl and it goes. I just call it a mixer. Yeah, that's it. All right, glad we're on the same page. Yeah, the thing that goes and then your dog goes because it bothers her. I kind of like that brown color. Let me delete these. Actually, let me hide it, then I'll make a new clipping layer. I still don't like the Monokuma-isms. I was like this color. But I do like this as the accent. Oh my god, what did I do? Oh, I hit it. There's no sugar in it. I'm gonna drizzle egg over it and put it in the oven. What's the point of doing that? Like, genuinely. Is it just a texture thing? Because that just sounds like it would have, I don't know, stiff peaks. I can only envision meringue texture, which, yeah, I don't know how that sounds in terms of sandwich. I mean, eggs in this economy, can't believe I missed that. It was so easy, it was presented to me. I'm sure it'll all work out. I'm sure it'll work out too. You're following a recipe. You can't go wrong following a recipe, right? This is not the same color. Did I not grab this one? What could possibly go wrong? I don't know. I'm not making this recipe. What could go wrong? Huh? Oh my god, because I color blasted all of them, I can't easily color pick from them anymore. Me changing every single decision that I've ever made ever. Pink where? Pink does not exist in this dimension. I do want to yoink that color though. Where is this? Ooh. Would you believe it if I said that this is kind of what it looked like when I was picking my own color palette? Because it's true. This is almost exactly what it looked like. Oop. And yes, it was just as painful and arduous and horrible. Some things never change. Alright, let me go back to the drawing board. Oop. Pink, purple, gray. What an interesting combination of colors. Oh, that's what I looked up before. Taupe? I thought taupe was more like a, I don't know, orangey. I don't know, maybe I need to go back to the drawing board because I don't know, the way that the tones are split up are making it so... I know that I said that it was the intention to have there be a distinct line between, like, the more blue tone stuff and the more red tone stuff. Like, I don't know. How separated do I want them to be? I'm reevaluating it, just looking. After seeing and evaluating. And now I can't even judge these color palettes on Pinterest because everything looks red. Oh, it all looks so red because of my blue light filter. Okay. Is that a picture of Lu Guang? Wait, I need to watch Link Click Season 3. Shout out Link Click. Shout out them leaving me on a cliffhanger every fucking episode, and it pisses me off. That's like my main complaint. Blue. If I do this, will it be more color? No. If I saturate it, will it be more color? Did the wrong thing. Yes, it will. I'd at least like to get a realm where I'd like the uniform to be. I still think I'd want it to be in the realm of being gray. Gray, blue. I don't know, I keep going back to these. I know I've color blasted them very slightly. There's something about it. There's something about it that I like. Gray coat, I don't know. Because then when I introduce like an actual gray into it, it's like, okay, this is kind of weird. Why would you do that? I do it so it's not the same color. However, since I imagine that all of these things are made by the same whoever the hell makes these damn things, they probably would look very similar. Oh wait, that's already there. Oh, wrong layer. I don't like the fur having like literally any pigmentation. It feels wrong. All right, I think I'm getting to a point where I need to stop looking at this because yeah. However, let me color blast it in the same way that I've done for the other ones, just for funsies. Let me turn off all these damn references, clean this up a little. Oh, wait. Hold. Color. Maybe I just really lean into the gray element. Like, I could see me doing that. But should I? I don't know. The hair looks awful. I do not like that. And the face looks totally different. I still don't like the face that I did for this. Sad face. Because now I'm going to try and do it, and I'll nail it first try. That's how it always works. When you're not trying, it works out best. Or not. Drawing faces consistently is very difficult. Whatever, we can bring this back. See, because the funny thing is, I'm just gonna end up copy pasting this. I did, however, kind of get a decent amount of what I wanted to do today. I didn't color the big fella, but I colored some of the little fellas. And I'll work more on coloring, maybe not tomorrow, because I might be busy tomorrow. Ugh, yard work. Please don't rain tomorrow. I don't want to have to go anywhere and it's raining the whole day. Because how did I do that? Stop worrying about it. I need to stop looking at this. I need to stop looking at it or I'm going to explode. And it's 11:34. Anyway, the main thing, even though I didn't finish coloring, is I made my little dress-up doll, complete with ponytail. We got the full outfit, even though it's kind of scratchy and fucked up. Got long fucking legs, big ass ponytail. Yeah, you can hear me going as if I'm still fucking thinking about things. Because sometimes the more you think about it, the more you lose sight of your vision. Alright, just take a deep breath. Leave. Tis peak. Thank you. Whatever. Oh yeah, deleted their face out of existence. But this is the vibe. Anyway, I'm tired and I have a headache. I'll keep working on this. Perhaps I shall give you a progress update next week, and then I'll also be ready to do the other character, who, in theory, has a simpler outfit, kind of, but the shape of the cloak and the hair. Ooh, hair. Hair's so annoying when you can't tie it up. But I did what I wanted to do, Mosley. Alright. Slay. Alright, stop. I need to save. Stop looking at it. Stop. Oh my god. I completely forgot that I put Wo Chen there. He's just been chilling the whole time. My OBS is all fucked up from my fucked up little things earlier. Hide these goddamn scene transitions. The only transitioning here is mine own, and perhaps yours. I don't know what you're up to. Whatever. Wait, shit. I forgot to I have to upload 2 things. 3 things? Oh no. I'll do that. Surely I'll remember. Anyways, good night, everyone. See you on Tuesday. Man, I wanted to play at a Dream Barbecue. That'll be next week. I'll be on schedule. I promise. See you later. Bye.